I've also experienced a really strange thing too in my country. Lara, stop where you are right now. So that's why I don't really like go out at night. Hello, my name is Lara. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Germany. I came to Korea 8 months ago. I kind of live alone, like I have my own room, like kind of apartment, but since I live kind of at my workplace at the guest house, I don't really live alone. So I always have people around me. Yes, my experience for living here for 8 months, I have to say that I really feel safe here, like 100 times more safe than in Germany. For example, I usually finish work at night, or I also really like to take late night walks, but in Germany I can't really do it. And in Germany, for example, I used to work really late as well, and when I worked home, I kind of felt unsafe, but here in Korea, if I go out for a walk, for example, at night, I don't mind at all, like I feel safe. So today I talk about the safety in Korea and the reasons why I feel safe here. So the first is the CCTV. I experienced that here in Korea there's CCTV like basically everywhere, like in stores, in front of apartments, houses, in every street or corner, which makes me feel really safe. Like in Germany, we usually don't have CCTVs that much on the streets, more usually like in stores and in malls, but not everywhere though. Like I know a lot of stores where there are no CCTVs, which is like kind of shocking because here in Korea we only have like CCTVs in stores and malls and streets and like basically everywhere. Even for example the houses, we don't have CCTVs at all. I always see the CCTV sign on the streets in Korea and I'm always like kind of a little bit shocked at how many cameras there are, because in Germany we don't have a lot of these. But I think it's a good thing to have CCTVs here, because if there's for example a crime or any trouble kind of situation, then you can just see the CCTV and then it's kind of getting like solved. So in Germany it can be a little bit more complicated to solve if you don't have a CCTV, for example. Also, why I really like CCTV is, for example, I have experienced in Germany when I was working in a store. There was a crime in my store at night and someone broke into the store where I was working and we didn't have a CCTV, so it was really hard for us to find the person who broke into the store. And I think this is why Korea is kind of better in like security and safety with CCTVs, because it's everywhere, so it's really helpful. So the second point is safe streets here. As I mentioned before, I really like to go out on a walk, especially at night. But in Germany, I'm not really able to do it, especially not in a bigger city, like for example Berlin. If you go out at night in Berlin, I don't really know why, but you feel unsafe because there's a lot of like crime and a lot of trouble around, and you can see a lot of police cars there, but for crimes, and you just hear all those stories about murders in Germany and about kidnapping, and so I really don't feel that safe in Germany, and I feel like 100 times safer here. And I've also heard that Seoul especially is like the world's 8th safest city, so I would say that it's really safe here. And I really don't know why this gives me the feeling of being safe, but I think it's because here there's usually like not many trouble and not as much crime as in Germany, for example. So I would say it's not safe as soon as it gets more darker. When the sun is gone and it's dark, then it's like where the crime kind of starts. It's usually around like 8, 9 p.m. Also in Korea at night there are a lot of people still on the street, because even at night people like to party or like just are out, and even at night you can shop here, but if you go out at night in Germany then there are not that much people. It's more like drunk people in clubs or bars which are like starting crime then. I've also experienced a really strange thing too in my country, in my hometown, when I finished work and I usually went home, which took me like 40 minutes, and it was always night. And my mom once called me and was like, Lara, stop where you are right now and I will pick you up with the car because there's a guy running with a knife around your neighborhood. And so she was really worried and was really shocked. So that's why I don't really like go out at night, because there are so much crimes, I guess, in Germany. So the third one is about the guards and the police officers. What I've experienced here in Korea is that, for example, in apartment complexes, they always have their own guard walking around and making sure that everything is safe and that no people like who cause crime or trouble will get inside. In Germany, for apartments, for example, we don't have that kind of guards. But for example, for stores and malls and other like really important buildings, we have guards which stay overnight and just make sure that no one breaks into the company or into the mall. And also, if there are not really a lot of police officers on the streets, you usually see a lot of police cars around just checking, but yeah, that's all. I think it's the same. As in Germany, you can also see here in Korea sometimes like some police officers like having a control or stopping cars or just walking. That's the same in Germany, I would say. I talked about the safety in Korea with my friends a lot, and they all kind of agreed with me. I have a lot of friends from France and Germany and like other European cities, and they always say Korea is really safe compared to, for example, France or Germany, because yeah, at night there's a lot of crime and they just feel safe here as well. So I hear that a lot from different people. What I also experienced when I told my parents that I'm going to Korea, they also knew about the safety here, and they were like kind of glad that I'm going here, because my mom said that even though it's like I'm living here alone, she feels kind of more safe to know that I'm here because it's safer here, just for the aspect that I'm living like alone, that I'm alone here. She was like kind of glad that I'm at least here in Korea, whereas it's like really safe with crime, because also my father kind of was worried that some crime happens and stuff, but nothing. It's all good. So today I talked about the reasons why I feel safe here in Korea. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up or subscribe and comment down below. Bye.